just now you already have a quick intro of our panel here, but perhaps then I will let them to give you all a 90-second elevator pitch about themselves. So maybe I will start off with Frank first. I think you always actually then back all the early startup, right? Yeah.
Hello. Yep. Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Frank. I'm from Antler. Antler is a global VC firm, have a presence in 30 different countries in the world. Malaysia is one of the latest extension. We partner with Khazanah and Quab, nation's sovereign and pension funds. We started 2 years ago, and so far we're backing about 23 companies. And definitely advanced manufacturing is one of very important sector, especially in the Malaysian context. And we also have like 2 portfolio companies who are joining these events as well today. But thank you very much. And we're investing pretty much pre-seed until later stage. So if anyone is interested in or raising fund at this point, please come to see me. And good to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. So maybe then we can go to start from the other end, Victor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Victor Fasahati. I was moderating earlier, but basically what I have is a private equity company, and I do some VC, I do some investments in the startup game, 1 to 2 investments per year, pre-revenue usually, and quite early stage. And then I have my private equity firm where I do collaborations with other funds, commercial banks, other LPs to invest and acquire, do leverage buyouts of other companies within the manufacturing sector or in tech mainly. And then as a recent thing, 2 years ago, I basically started off with the movie production and has now 5 cinema movies to my name in Scandinavia, which is very, very different from from my background. My background is in accounting, tax accounting. So I would definitely say it's my creative outlet to be in the movie industry as well. So this is the ABCs of me.
Wow, very interesting, right? You're doing something very different. Perhaps then we can hear from Maisy from Delight Capital.
Yeah, hi, my name is Maisy. I'm founder and managing partner of Delight Capital. We are a VC fund headquartered in Singapore, but we do invest globally. So we currently have 2 funds. The first fund, it will invest in Southeast Asia tech companies that will accelerate the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And the second fund that we have will be investing globally in companies across the entire AI technology stack, from semiconductors all the way to applications. So quite a few of my team members actually come from a semiconductor world, so that's why we're quite comfortable investing in semiconductors. And obviously, applications span a whole gamut, the whole spectrum from healthcare, cybersecurity, all the way to automotive, etc. So obviously, advanced manufacturing is something that we're looking into. We haven't yet invested in anything yet, but always open and always learning. So look forward to interacting with everyone and learning from you and working together. Thank you.
So what I'm hearing is that they have the funds to invest in advanced manufacturing. So now let's move on to closer to Malaysia. I think our CEO of MTDC, Encik Mohammad.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me here. We are Malaysian Technology Development Corporation is set up by the government of Malaysia, but we act as a private company. We want to develop technology-based company by commercializing technology from universities initially. But right now we just take anything that be commercialized from startup and so on. So one of our activities, of course, in doing that technology development is venture capital. And other thing is fund management. The reason I say that we have VC capital fund management because fund management mainly is a grant. So we have a sandbox fund is a grant that available to all companies in Malaysia. We have halal technology development fund, we have business startup fund, business growth fund, and we have the latest one, we have Aero fund as well. But all this fund is from the government, so it has to be Malaysian incorporated and majority owned by Malaysian. So we have so far since we establishment in 1992, we have 70 listed co, and we have another 6 been acquired. So not bad, I think. Being a development company, instead of looking at and investing in seed, pre-seed, seed, and Series A, we managed to push these Series A companies all the way, but it takes a long time. Our track record maybe about 18 years. Then we give the grant, then it get listed, but it get listed big. So I think, yeah, I would like to speak to more on this area of, because our concentration is a lot of in manufacturing, and we try to look at something different, if you can differentiate yourself from other players out there. So I would like to see you all if we can have more time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Encik Mohammad. Thank you for your patience, Riady. I think you always then focus in the growth stage, right? Perhaps then, yeah, you can elaborate a little bit more. Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Riady Gozali, Managing Director of Golden Vision Capital. We are a Singapore-based investment firm, mainly specializing in private equity, venture capital, private credit, and direct investment. Yeah, and a bit about myself. Prior to my investment role, I started my early career in technology, mainly internet-based software development and system design. After that is like mainly focusing on the operating role, like scaling up businesses in Southeast Asia, China, and the United States, involved in digital transformation, setting up R&D and manufacturing. Yeah. So currently I'm really passionate about like backing innovative technologies that can have good financial returns and good social impact. And I think it's like advanced manufacturing, deep tech, I think is absolutely relevant in Southeast Asia, especially in Malaysia. So really happy to be here, happy to discuss and learn more.
What do you think is the most common commercialization blind spot? When the founder already thought that they have found the market. Commercialization blind spot.
It depends on what type of company. I guess sometimes, I mean, for deep tech startups, I mean, a lot of it is very mission driven. I mean, you have founders who really want to change the world. And then basically it's such a groundbreaking technology that maybe the world doesn't know how to actually use it yet. So then for us, when we're actually looking at such deep tech startups, the initial questions wouldn't really be product market fit or user traction. Sometimes because it's such a groundbreaking technology, our first question and our first quest is to find out, will it really work? And then we actually have to figure out and understand the science behind it, and then really sit down and figure out, okay, is this really going to work? Is this going to work in theory? Is it going to work in the lab? And more importantly, will it ultimately work in the field? So actually, we don't know yet. I think that for these deep tech startups, the biggest issue, the blind spot, will be founder in love with their technology and don't actually figure out how to monetize it.
Yeah, and usually will be like, I really don't know what I don't know, right?
Yeah. So that's where the VCs can help. So if it's really a groundbreaking tech, we often will come and sit alongside them and say, okay, let's figure out what we can patent and what we should actually keep as a secret and shoot anyone else.
So in your experience, how do you actually identify and prove that actually the product market fit or they are not ready to scale yet or to put it?
I think the best way is like, is really to ask the customer. It's like to ask, we seek advice is like one of the pragmatic approach is like really speaking with the current users and customers and see what they think and like what are the added features and is it kind of match. Second is like I will ask the work with the startup or the company to say, okay, let's try to pitch to one of your a potential customer or a potential customer that I identified that sounds familiar, and we go through the sales pitch and see get a direct feedback from the customer and the potential customer, and I will assess what is their ask from the customer and what is the plan, and you kind of match how well does it match up. And also like assess the founder in terms of like the willingness to listen, and kind of like a balance between the mission-driven. I mean, to simply put, this kind of balance between the immediate priority, medium-term priority, and probably a longer-term priority, and available resources and context to deploy that, right?
So asking the customer is very key, right?
Yes.
You are both entrepreneur and now an investor. So using your experience, right? How do you then identify and go to the customer? Because bear in mind that here we are trying to find a scalable market.
So just to rephrase the question, so how do I find the what?
So just now to find the customer, because I think I asked them, Maisy, then how do you find the commercial blind spot, then move to actually an Riady that, right? I think you have to like ask the customer. So you have done your startup before, things like that as an entrepreneur. How do you find your customer?
Well, I can say when I started my company back in 2016, it was a service business, right? That was how I started and got into entrepreneurship as well. And for me, in the beginning, I bootstrapped. So I didn't have any marketing, spend or anything, and I couldn't afford that. So what I did was I did a lot of strategic partnerships. And I went and just to every single event I could to create these funnels, indirect funnels to get customers. And the best way is to get customers is to give customers to others. So what I tried to find was every time I had a conversation with anybody that could be relevant for my business in some sort of way, my question was always, how can I contribute to your path? And I would actually not just say it, I would actually do it, because the next time there would be anybody that would need my service, usually they would come back. So my company grew. We doubled our top and bottom 4 years in a row based on that, and we didn't spend any money on ads or anything. So I would say strategic partnerships is the way that I like to get clients. So creating indirect funnels and channels to, yeah.
So you believe in strategic partnership?
I do, especially if you don't have a marketing budget, because you can, of course, you can do cold calling and you can do whatever you like to do, but the best thing is to get recommendation, right? So if you have anybody recommending you, is a hot lead. So which means if I received 10 leads, usually we would close 5 to 6 of them because they were already sold before the meeting was there. So I would say my strategic partnerships I did. For example, just an example, if I was a real estate agent, then I would do deals also with people who sell boats, for example. And the ones who sell boats, usually the guys also can afford housing or anything else, or like summer vacation homes or whatever it might be. I would find a strategic partner in whatever sector I was in. And I would just meet as many and do as many deals as possible and be generous with commissions.
Yeah, so you're talking about strategic partnership. So it's just like what is like happening today. We are in the forum of a deep tech and advanced manufacturing. So obviously then this is actually then a platform that for people in this space and should be actually then here as well. Maybe then I would like to ask Encik Mohammad, I think from a so-called country perspective, right? Especially what you are seeing government supporting. How do you see that MTDC, right, able to actually then help companies in the deep tech or advanced manufacturing find their markets?
Well, that's quite tough. Because for me, when I look at any ventures, I look at 3 things, actually, is it totally new product that you want to push to the market or the technology? Second is something that you want to replace with the current technology or the current product you have, or you have the improvement of the current products. So when you talk about this, when you look at the market, you ask, you look depending on these 3 scenarios. If you want to really push a new product coming out of Malaysia, yes, can, but it's quite tough because who believe a product from Malaysia for the world market, for example? Second thing is, if you need to try to replace a new product, the current product with a new product, at least you understand the market. But if you look at the improvement of new product also, you understand. But now you have to compete because you have to show that you're better from others. So you have to understand. So, but look at everything, the most important thing is, about the technology push or market pull. I think it's hard to do the technology push because you thought that people will buy your product. But if you understand the market pull and then you try to find technology to help for the market pull is better, then you understand the market better. So, and the other thing is what most of the entrepreneurs see out there, because like everybody pushing the same product that we do not know. So, but actually, another 10 of you, 10 companies out there are pushing the same product, but nobody knows. So when we do market analysis, market study, everything, you don't see out there. So but at least for the government of Malaysia or MTC right now, most important thing is we want to align our companies with the government vision first. So at least because government vision has already identified certain market that we should go into, but it's still big. For example, right now government are promoting semiconductor, electronics, deep tech, but who is your customer? But we know there is a lot of potential in this area. And we as the VC or as a technology development company right now, we go help with you dissect in terms of like management. In terms of technology itself, is it backed by IP? Is it a have technology differentiation? Then we go into the financial. You can talk whatever, yeah, please.
Yeah.
So I go to
So, Encik
other
Mohammad,
things. Okay.
you're right. I think in the advanced manufacturing, it always required heavy capital and very long R&D cycle. So this is actually then the second theme that wanted to touch on is that how do we navigate this kind of risk? So of course, then I'm not asking like Malaysia to go into the building a rocket and then launch it, right? But with the public money that you have, right? You always then try to help to de-risk, making sure that even if we launch a rocket, the rocket is safe. So how would you actually then manage the structure of the funding as well as at the same time foster the growth so that it doesn't crash?
Okay, it's about creating a funnel. So of course it's going to be very big investment, but we create a funnel. So for example, in Malaysia right now, we have the universities, the funding for universities to create new technology or come up with something. Then come to us, because you look at TRL 1 to 5. Actually, this is more universities, research heavy, When you go to TRL, technology readiness level 6 to 9 right now, is try to show, to validate. So right now, on that sense, government of Malaysia introduced sandbox program. Right now, it's a grant really to help small companies, little companies try to prove that by doing this validation of technology, validation of the market, and validation of regulatory, then you can see, okay, you understand. It's only validate. So then you go to the next one. After you validate, then you go for the Series A. So there's a few venture company, government-backed VC companies in Malaysia start doing that. So we have Cradle Fund, we have all Jelawang Capital, we have all other, Kumpulan Modal Perdana, used to be, and we have MDV also helping all those things. So then after that stage, you go maybe Series B, C, then we can co-invest with international fund, or we can start bringing the GLC, the Co-op, the EPF, the Khazanah, and PMB to come to the picture. So actually we understand that side, that flow, but actually to me believe that the product is something that you said, somebody said it's about traction. Along the way, you create your traction. You cannot say from day one you have the traction. So this is what you need to do. You create the traction along this process.
All right, well, thank you very much. Let's give panelists a round of applause and you guys for being such an amazing audience.